On your heart it takes a hold. You keep it deep inside.
If I got money, I buy straight. Confirm I buy. Next to me here we have the facelifted Porsche Macan. It was launched back in June. So the model we have here is the base Macan. There are two variants, the base Macan and the Macan S. Unfortunately, we couldn't get our hands on the more powerful Macan S, but we have the base version, which is okay. Price starts at 455,000, but this unit here with us has a lot of optional features put into it. So it's worth about 533,000. So what additional goodies they have fixed is Porsche dynamic light, air suspension, 21-inch wheels, and a lot of stuff on the inside which we'll get to shortly. So let's see what this car has to offer. As I mentioned, this is the facelifted model. So platform the same, engine is the same. We get a 2-liter turbocharged engine which makes a 252 horsepower and 370 Newton meters of torque. On the exterior, new features include a redesigned headlight. The whole cluster is new, looks quite funky like from a spaceship. And then the bumper has been redesigned. And then if we look at the rear, we have an LED light strip which runs across the rear, exactly like the new 911. The tail light has also been redesigned. So besides the lights and the bumper, we get 4 new colors. So now we are inside the new Porsche Macan. As I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of optional features that includes this funky red leather upholstery. And then we have, since we have the Porsche air suspension system, we also have a button to like raise and lower the car. But before we go further, let me explain to you what are the new features in the facelifted Macan. Before this, the infotainment screen used to be 7.2 inches wide. Now it's I think 10.9 inches, so it's wider and it looks very premium. HD graphics and all that looks very good. And because the screen is bigger, the aircon controls, last time it used to be vertical, now it's horizontal, and the buttons have come down. And in the center console around the gear lever, there are like 30-40 buttons. Everything you need to control, all the buttons are here. So from your seat control, from your aircon control buttons, the suspension setup, traction control, on, off, and whether you want auto start stop, everything is here. So sometimes it feels like you are in an airplane, you know how you have all the buttons. Oh, up here, so you have buttons. So of course this takes some time to get used to, but once you get used to the layout, then you know where all the buttons are. And the steering wheel has also been redesigned. Now it looks and feels a lot like the 911. So, and also because we have the additional sports chrono package, you also have the lever, the toggle on the steering wheel to change between normal mode, sports plus. So it feels like a raised up 911 actually. So you can just change between normal mode and sports mode on the steering, and the rest of the controls are all here. It's more spacious than I expected actually, because normally European SUVs plus this is a somewhat compact SUV because smaller than the Cayenne, so I expected less space, but it's quite spacious. Even someone my size, I can sit comfortably. More spacious than what I expected. The front seat remains the same position which it was when I was sitting earlier, and now I mean of course my knee is touching the front seat, but I'm comfortable. 2 adults can sit comfortably, no problem. But if you want to sumbat 3 people inside, then we might have an issue lah. So ideal for 2 occupants, 3, maybe 2 adults and 1 child can. and we have rear aircon vent. And I love how they design the aircon control, because you can on the heater, the red LED light comes out. If you want to make it cooler, there's the blue light, and then we have 2 USB charging ports. Seats are rather upright and a bit firm, of course, sports SUV ma. So, and then you also have the center console, the armrest, where you have 2 cup holders, very nice. And also we have Bose premium audio system, so sound quality is top notch. One of the challenges we motoring journalists face is that every time we take a new car, within the first like 10 to 20 minutes we must know where are all the important levers and switches, how to open all the doors, the fuel cap and all that. And one challenge we faced with the Macan is that we couldn't figure out how to open the boot for about 10 minutes. We're looking, and you know where the button is to open the boot. It's actually integrated into the rear wiper. And once you open, you have a big boot which can store I think enough things for 4 or 5 people for a family. There's more than enough space. But if you need even more space, you can fold the rear seats, so you can fold it down, you can have even more space. So practicality wise, not bad, exceeded our expectations. As I mentioned earlier, the engine and gearbox has been carried over from before. We have 4 driving modes: normal, sports, sports plus and individual, where you can mix and match the steering settings and throttle response, suspension and whatnot, even the exhaust note changes. So first we drove the car in normal mode, very civilized. It doesn't like pounce, it doesn't scare you. Very civilized, very composed, very agile. Feels a bit heavy, but in town okay lah, it doesn't scare you. But if you want to take it out and you want to have a good time, just turn into sports mode. The exhaust note changes, becomes more eager, so it becomes a completely different animal. And if you want even more brutal, you have the sports plus settings. Put it in sports plus, and that one I would advise if you are going to Sepang and if you want to have a track day where you want to go all out, then sports plus mode is the best lah. And then basically how it feels, I mean, to me it feels like an elevated Cayman or 911, because how the steering wheel feels, the sitting position, it feels like an elevated, more spacious sports car. So suitable for everyday use, suitable for honing, suitable for track day, everything is here. And if you want even more power, then you can opt for the Macan S, which comes with an even more powerful engine. We have Apple CarPlay with Siri voice command. So all the essential stuff for your daily use, for your practicality and all that, everything is here. And space wise, no complaints. There's more than enough space for even such a big size person like me. Can you travel with your family over long distance? Of course. Proper SUV. On the sports side, you have all the performance credentials. Utility wise, you have, as we showed, you have a big boot. 4 full-blown adults can fit. You have a big center console and a big glove box. There's cup holders everywhere. So all the basic stuff what you need is there. No compromise. Also, because the Macan in Malaysia comes with the premium package, you get goodies like auto dimming mirrors and the Bose sound system, Apple CarPlay, and then rear blinds for the rear windows, and apa lagi, you get park assist and all the stuff. All that comes standard. And what I love most about the Macan is that a lot of thought has gone into the details now. Like for example, how the aircon control buttons design, and the volume button is like a ball, and the button to change between modes So it's all a lot of thought has gone into the details, which makes it a very nice cabin to be, nice place. Feels very good, feels very nice. It's not an afterthought. They put a lot of thought into it. So there you have it, the facelifted Porsche Macan, not Macan, Macan. You can drive it. It can transform into a sports car if you want it to. If you want to let your wife or your mother take it to go Tesco and all that, can, no problem. A very well balanced, well rounded package. Alright, so see you all with the next car. Till then, peace out.